Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for this reading today. Generally I'm just excited to be doing tarot readings again, but this reading is really special to me. So before we get into this reading, I just wanted to remind you, if you're interested in booking coaching calls or tarot readings, my website is in the description box below where you can do that. Now let's get into this reading. Today we're going to be looking at how you can fill your own cup. So what I mean by filling your cup is, like, we each have a certain energy level, a certain amount of energy, and throughout our day and our lives, we kind of like invest that energy into other things. So this is about like replenishing your energy levels and learning how you can fill your own cup without having to rely on anybody else. So now let's get into your piles here. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. I'm going to add the crystals and I'll be right back. Here I've added the crystals. For pile 1 we have malachite. For pile 2 we have amethyst. For pile 3 we have a selenite heart. And for pile 4 we have yellow azestolite. Pick whichever pile number, or crystal is calling you most, and that is going to be your reading. For some of you, you might find that you're drawn to more than one, and that is okay too. Like specifically, if you are drawn to one of these, I feel like some of you might be drawn to both because there seemed to be a connection between the two of them. Either way, pick whichever one is calling you most, and that is going to be your reading. I'm going to include a reading breakdown so you can see what to expect during this reading. Timestamps will be listed in the description box below. Now let's head into the reading. Hello pile 1, you've chosen the malachite stone. We're going to keep your crystal right here. And before we get into your oracle cards to see what how to fill your cup, we're going to do an energy check. So the first thing we're going to look at is what energy you're currently in. How are you currently doing, and what is your current energy? How is pile 1 currently doing? Okay, well, we just want one, but the fact that we have basically 3 air signs here and oyster, which is a fire, I get the sense that for some of you, maybe you're too much in your head right now, and it might be draining your energies. You might feel a little bit stuck in a period of like stagnation, I hear. Maybe you're working on something like a passion project or something like that, and things have felt a little stuck. Also interesting that we have crow, another air sign. So some of you could be air signs, but I also get the sense that like you've been working on something and right now it kind of feels a little stuck. So let's get one card to represent their current energy. What is pile 1's current energy, Spirit? Can we get one card to represent pile 1's? Thank you. We have camel, which is water energy. So emotionally you might feel, I'm not getting the sense that you're feeling drained per se, but that you've been putting in a lot of effort towards something, and right now it's almost like a rest period. You might be feeling like you need rest and a time for break. I also get the sense that some of you might be connecting heavily to your intuition, and maybe by connecting to your intuition, you're feeling like you need a little more rest. Nighttime could be really important or significant for you. You might feel like you have more energy at night right now. Yeah, maybe connecting to the moon could be helpful. Let's see what the guidebook has to say about camel. Oops, I just passed it. Here you go. Resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenges with ease, even in the face of excess heat. judgment, or anger. The camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle in eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. To bring into balance, a pilgrimage. So with that coming up as your current energy, I get the sense that, like I was talking about rest, so maybe you guys are taking this period to rest. Some of you could be taking a vacation or looking forward to an upcoming vacation so you can rest and rejuvenate your energies, which is good. Like, I think this is really beautiful coming out as your current energy. So right now I don't get the sense that you're drained. In fact, I kind of get the sense that you're recharging and you're kind of filling your cup up so you can feel full and alive and full of like life. Let's get one card to see the energy you're in when your cup is empty or drained. And the reason I want to get this is so that you can start to recognize when you're feeling, wow, this is really, really powerful. I definitely, not that this reading has anything to do with this, but I definitely get the sense that you guys are going through a spiritual awakening right now. I don't know why I felt called to cut the deck like that. Anyways, yeah, just so you can get a sense of understanding when you are, wow, my cat is being so loud right now. I don't know if you could hear that. What was I saying? Maybe some of you are really distracted or have a lot of distractions going on, because I feel like I've been really distracted during this reading. All right, so the reason I want to check the energy you're in when your cup is empty or drained is so you can start to recognize that and bring awareness to that. So let's get one card to see what energy you're in when your cup is empty or drained. I'm going to take the mouse, although the frog also came out. So both of these could be significant. You might feel small and maybe nitpicky. You might get like very like nitpicky and overly, like, what's the word, overly obsessive over like small things. You might end up obsessing over small things when your energy starts to drain. You might feel like like less than is also something I'm hearing, less than somebody else. So maybe if you're doing something, you might start comparing yourself to another person. And with frog here too, it might feel like you want to jump away or run away from something, from a situation. When you start to feel drained, you may not want to actually like put in the effort anymore. You might feel like just dropping it and moving on, or dropping the situation, just like kind of like running away from it is what I'm getting. Let's see what the guidebook has to say about it. We'll look at mouse first. Wait, I just passed it. Detail-oriented, small-minded, nitpicky, and nervous. So yeah, when you're feeling drained, you might be like prone to like being really nervous or getting anxiety, and you might end up becoming extremely nitpicky and like focusing too much on the details to the point where it drains you even more, and now you're just like forget it, I don't even want to deal with this anymore. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be quite a painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. When in balance, organized, resourceful, prepared. When out of balance, busy with no purpose. To bring into balance a meaningful project. So again, some of you might feel that when you are drained, you might feel like you're just doing things just to do them, and you're starting to like I already said, be nitpicky and overly analytical. Frog, clearing, cleansing, and healing. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly, also what I'm hearing here with frog is that some of you may get way, like, I'm not going to say way too emotional, but some of you might become incredibly emotional when you're drained, and it's like even over small things you might end up feeling heavy emotions. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frog tends to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. When in balance, clear energy and enthusiasm for life. When out of balance, depleted, running on empty. To bring into balance, lake, river, ocean, or bathhouse. So yeah, it just kind of confirms what I was saying. Actually, I'm going to leave this as your energy check. But it just kind of confirms what I'm saying is like when you start to get depleted, you become emotionally drained very quickly to the point where you're starting to like run on fumes is what I hear. So the last card we're going to get is the energy you're in when your cup is full. What energy are you in when your cup is full? Otter, so playful. I love this. When your energy is full, and it's also interesting because I think I saw this at the bottom of the deck when I was shuffling for Camel. So I feel like right now you guys are basically not feeling super drained. You're definitely not in this energy. You guys are in a really like a good place, coming back to feeling full and full of life. So Otter is really playful and very like allows for yourself to flow, like in the flow of things. And so when your cup is full, you feel extremely playful. You might just allow like things just flow into your life. You allow for flow. You just kind of go with the flow. You're really like relaxed and enjoying things, and it's like you come back to your childish nature. You come back to playfulness. You really just start to bring more of that playful energy into things. So now let's take a look at your oracle cards on how you can fill your own cup. We have transformation here with snake. We then have, which is so interesting that we have 31 here and 32. We have vitality, another snake. Wow. That's very interesting. We have memory, and we have fulfillment. Just with 32 coming out, that breaks to a 5. So I'm hearing like when you start to notice that your energy is being drained, you can fill your cup by bringing change in something, because we have transformation here with snake, and you have a snake on this card as well. So it's almost like you need to change up your routine a little bit. You need to create a new routine. Also with fulfillment and memory here, I get the sense that like try to surround yourself during those times with people who are uplifting and who you feel good around. So like maybe going out with friends who are like positive and more uplifting and who like to do fun things, and just shaking up your routine is what I hear. So whenever you start to feel drained, in order to fill your cup, it's really helpful for you to shake your routine up, to change things around. You're really being called to like not continue, like kill the monotony is what I hear. Don't continue to just do the same things. Really take this time to like try something new. It's a good time when you're feeling like this. A way to fill your cup is by trying something new, allowing transformation to happen. in your like day-to-day routines in your life. It could also be that when you're feeling like this, maybe there's something from your past that you need to let go of, and so it's coming up during this time so that you can kind of address it. Or it could just be that like there may be some purging that needs to happen. Maybe you need to let go of certain things. So it could be like you need to declutter, or maybe there's just too much on your plate right now and you need to remove some things so that you can kind of like focus on what is most important and what is most fulfilling in this moment, and what is going to bring you like fulfillment right now. And this will really help you to get out of this sort of energy. For some of you, it could also be like taking a trip down memory lane and like seeing how far you have come, or enjoying the memories of the past, spending some time like looking through pictures or something like that. For others of you, this could be creating new memories, planning for the future, planning and creating a vision for what you want coming up. Now let's take a look at your tarot cards to see how you can fill your cup. How can pile 1 fill their cup? We have the 5 of Wands. So I get the sense that like when you're starting to feel drained, try to see where there's been conflict in your life, whether that's in the past or right now, and work through that. Because maybe it's like, it could be that if you have a conflict with somebody, this conflict continues to weigh on your mind heavily, and until you deal with it, you don't feel like at peace, or you don't feel like you don't feel right. So for some of you, wow, we have the Empress on the bottom. For some of you, it could be that you just need to, oh my God, this is kind of crazy, but you have a frog or a toad or whatever it is on this card as well, like right here and right here. So definitely when you're starting to feel drained, when you start to feel that nitpicky energy, when you start to feel like you just want to jump away, like run away, that is the time to like, you know, do what we just talked about here, but like also explore if there's any conflict in your life and how you can work through that conflict. Let's see what else. How strength. So focusing on your inner strength. I get the sense like with this strength card, it's almost like kind of like what we were saying here about going out with your friends that bring you peace, uplift you, motivate you, but also like spending some time alone and giving yourself what you need. So like for some of you, if you are parents, do you need a break from your kids, or do you need to be with your kids? Maybe your kids actually fill you up. For some people that is the case. Like some people's children are just, they fill them up. They're hilarious. Like maybe you've been working too much and you need some time with your kids, so you want to take them out. That's just a message I get for some of you. For others of you, it's like taking yourself out. You need to remove yourself from your current situation, and maybe that does look like taking a vacation, taking a trip, a solo trip or something along those lines. Just really, I get the sense that you really need to change your situation in those moments. One of the things I'm hearing is like start to see each new day as a new opportunity. So leave what happened yesterday in the past. Obviously, that doesn't always apply, like we have to deal with what happened in the past, but specifically when you're starting to feel drained, a way to fill your cup is to like focus on and really affirm to yourself that this is a new day, and whatever happened yesterday, I don't have to like stay stuck there. I can move on to this new day and experience and enjoy this new day. And I can deal with what happened, but just not right now. I don't need to deal with it right now. And I don't mean that as like a way of escaping, but like give yourself a break. You don't need to deal with everything right now. How else can they fill their cup? Spirit. How else can pile 1 fill their cup? We have 8 of Wands. So messaging somebody is the first thing I heard. Connecting, that kind of makes sense with what we were getting here. Connecting to people, doing something spontaneous is what I get. Doing something spontaneous and like that's just random. I hear like random, just pick something random and go do it. Take a break. If you need that break, take it and go check out the random thing. But like your overarching message here for how you can fill your cup is definitely bringing spontaneity in your life, changing up your routine, doing something so random that you wouldn't normally do. And that like, it's kind of like shaking things up a little bit and bringing a little more joy, like just a random day trip, something that you wouldn't normally do to shake things up. Now let's see what is draining your cup. What could be draining your cup right now or even like in the future? What is something that, thank you. So I get with the 3 of Cups here, it's like bad company. Putting your energy into other people maybe. Constantly giving to others can can also drain your cup. And with the King of Swords here, it's like, and also all the air swords. Oh my God. All the air cards that we got with those birds when we did your energy check, I get the sense that like, that is something that definitely drains your energy, is being too much in your head. So one of the ways too that you can fill your cup is by stepping away from your mind, stepping away from those thoughts and just being present in the moment, and again taking yourself out and doing something fun in the moment. But I get the sense that for some of you this could also be like the people around you could be very draining. And maybe you just need a break once in a while. Because with these 2, I get the sense that maybe the people around you might be placing a lot of their emotional baggage onto you. And it leaves you like constantly thinking about it. And you're constantly like trying to help them work through their emotional baggage. And that might be draining you as well. So it's like... letting people figure their own stuff out. Letting these people like carry their own emotional baggage, not feeling like you have to help solve their issues all the time. So yeah, for some of you, this could be friends or family that might be draining your cup. And now let's take some messages and advice from Spirit. Any messages and advice that Spirit would like to give you. Ooh. Okay, I am not taking all of these. That's a lot. But clearly Spirit has a lot to say to you. Just a few cards on messages and advice from Spirit. Maybe you need to spend some time with your spirit guides, tuning into your intuition, which I feel like is what you're doing right now anyways. So that could be the reason why your cup is feeling more filled and more like you feel more vitality, which is funny because this says vitality. But yes, tuning into your own spirit, tuning into your own intuition might be really helpful. Having some spiritual practices to help ground yourself and connect back to you. could be really helpful. And in general, like connecting to your spirit guides might be something that they want you to do to help you fill your cup. Let's see, any message. We have pyrite. So the interesting thing about pyrite, which I don't have mine anymore, it broke. So just pretend it's here. It's here in spirit. The interesting thing about pyrite is that it's considered fool's gold. So one of the messages that's kind of coming through is like, try to be aware of when maybe you're being drawn to something that isn't actually in alignment with you. So like I'm hearing not all that glitters is gold. So just be aware of that, because those things could be draining you as well. But let's take a look at the guidebook. Inherent value, knowing your worth, self-appreciation, genuine abundance, and prosperity within. So maybe taking some time to appreciate yourself, working on self-love, spending time and appreciating your value, the value you bring to your family, to your friends, to your own life, appreciating your own worth, seeing your own worth. Those could all be very helpful practices. So throughout the ages, humans have sought the gems of the earth, the crystals whose beauty delighted the eye and whose powers could aid them in their quest to achieve a sense of safety and abundance. They recognize the intrinsic value of these gifts from nature, and when Pyrite Spirit appears, you are meant to appreciate the abundance that the conscious universe has provided, an abundance of opportunities, resources, support, and most importantly, love. A scarcity mentality will prevent you from seeing all that is available to you. I also get the sense that some of you need to express yourself a little bit more, like maybe you need to communicate more. Yeah, I don't know why that was randomly coming up. A scarcity, oh, I already read that. And you are called now to offer thanks for the myriad gifts you have been given to help you achieve balance. As you take your healing journey, you will find it easier and easier to recognize that you will always have what you need. Abundance awaits as you ready yourself to claim it. The conscious universe has your back. What you need will not be denied you at this time, so open yourself to receiving it by practicing appreciation. So that is a big thing here, is like just practice appreciation. Practice appreciation and gratitude. Maybe keeping a gratitude journal could help you. I'm hearing one more thing. I'm hearing allow endings to be, allow things to end and for newness to begin. So maybe with transformation, for some of you, this could be like allowing things to transform, allowing things to end, and not feeling like you have to try and control the ending or control things, but letting things just be and letting things just flow. And that will really help fill your cup, because you're releasing control. So your mind isn't trying to control all of the different aspects of things or trying to control all these things, but rather you're just kind of like in a state of flow. For some of you, this could also be working through any limiting beliefs and any self-doubt, because that self-doubt might be weighing heavily on your mind. And sometimes we don't recognize how much of our energy can be drained by our thoughts and thoughts alone. Like, we didn't even take any actual physical action, but our thoughts have been draining our energy. And I kind of get the sense that for you, that's kind of what happens here, is that your thoughts can drain your energy very quickly. So really doing like affirmations to like affirm positive thoughts that uplift you, and releasing any self-doubt. In order to fill your cup, working on self-doubt and self-limiting beliefs or limiting beliefs, and any negative self-talk can be really helpful as well. That's all I'm seeing for you here, Pile 1. thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading. If you like this reading, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more, be sure to hit the bell icon to be notified when I upload. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another reading. Bye. Hello, pile 2. You've chosen the amethyst crystal. We're going to keep your stone right here. And before we take a look at your oracle cards, we're going to do the energy check. So we're going to first find out what energy you're in currently. So pile 2, what energy are you currently in? I also wanted to mention, I mentioned it in the intro, but like I feel for some of you, you guys were I feel there's a connection between you and pile 1. So if you feel drawn to it, go check out pile 1. Anyways, let's move on. What is pile 2's current energy? Spirit guides are, thank you. So we have Scorpion coming up. For some of you, you could be feeling a little burnt or a little like burnt out is what I'm getting. Maybe you're feeling like, I'm getting a few things here. Some of you, maybe you just recently had like a tiff with somebody or like a conflict with somebody, and you're feeling a little like stung from it, and it's weighing like heavily on your conscious or on your energy. I get that sense. And for others of you, this could be like there's a few things that you need to almost say and express yourself to another person that has been weighing heavily on your energies. Either way, with this being fire, I get the sense that for most of you, this is like you have this fire or something burning inside of you that you need to release. So you're kind of, it's not that you're drained per se, but it's like you need a release right now. Let's take a look at the guidebook to see Scorpion. I don't know why I almost said Scorpio. Passionate, competitive, tends toward isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past. That's kind of what I was feeling. Usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. That's literally what came to me. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When in balance, wild and free, fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring into balance, honesty and forgiveness. So again, there's something that you guys currently in your energy need to forgive and need to work through. I was feeling like a conflict with somebody. This could be an inner conflict as well, but I'm getting the sense that this is with somebody else, and it's really heavily weighing on your energy, and you just need a release right now. So now let's see what energy you're in when your cup is empty or drained. What energy you're, and I want to check this to help you so you can notice when you're feeling drained or when your cup is empty. What energy is pile 2 in when their cup is empty or drained? Wow, that is unbelievable. This is literally the exact card that came out for pile 1. That's why I was feeling like your guys' piles, there was a really strong connection between the two of you. So mouse spirit, it's about being nitpicky, like when you're out of, or when you're feeling drained and very like depleted, and your energies are like, when your cup is really drained, you may tend to notice that you get very nitpicky, very like obsessive. You may also like dim your light. You might end up like scuttling around, trying to figure out what to do, but not really knowing what to do. Becoming very like confused and conflicted on where to go and what to do, and you might end up starting to take more and more things on because of this confusion, and end up realizing that actually you don't have the energy to deal with the stuff that you had originally. So how are you going to deal with all of this stuff? You may also find yourself working on other people's problems. I hear instead of solving your own, you may end up trying to figure out other people's situations when you're feeling drained. And that might be leading you to feeling more drained. So when your cup is full, what energy are you in? When your cup is full, what energy are you in? Pile 2. Wow, the elk here. So grounded, sure, confident. This gives me very Aries vibes. So like, confident, sure-footed. You're just like, you're moving forward. There's a lot of forward movement. You're very sure of yourself, and you deal with, like, you have the ability to deal with anything that comes your way. You're just like, yeah, I got this. I can deal with this. Let's take a look at the guidebook for elk. It's interesting. Oh, I guess I passed it. Oh, here it is. Stable, resilient, headstrong, the father. The great elk. So like when you are, when your cup is full, you could feel like a surge of masculine energy regardless of your gender. It just like, you feel like you have the motivation and the energy to go after your dreams and your desires, or to just in general throughout your day, you have energy to complete your tasks. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. So you might also feel like you can support others better when you are in this energy. So you might tend to notice that you are more supportive of other people. You might tend to notice that like you're more willing to help other people out. It's also interesting that both of these cards are earth elements. So even when whether you're drained or whether your cup is full, I get the sense that you still remain very grounded. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold these values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When in balance, supportive, kind, consistent. When out of balance, pretentious, high, and mighty. To bring into balance, eat and drink more consciously. So, when your cup is full, you just have more like spunk, more like ability to go after the things that you want. You're more consistent with the things that you take on. Maybe those are goals, maybe those are habits and routines. Like you're far more consistent when your cup is full. Whereas when your cup is drained, you become inconsistent and like nitpicky, and you almost put yourself down because it's like, you might be like, why am I not being consistent with this? Like, I want to be consistent with this, routine, and I'm not being consistent. Like, I don't, that sort of energy. And that is a really good sign to show you, like, when you start to become inconsistent with something, I feel like that's a really big sign that your energies are being drained and that you need to fill your cup up. So now let's see how you can actually do that. Creativity. Wow, there's a lot of masculine energy here. That's interesting. So divine masculine, creativity, stimulation, and purification. So I get the sense of like bringing, with stimulation and creativity, it's kind of like the same energy here of like bringing something in to liven things up a little bit. Maybe pursuing a creative project or I hear stimulating your mind by learning a new skill or trying new things, maybe reading a new book or something to help you expand your current level of consciousness. Basically, anything to help stimulate your mind into a state of newness and learning, because I really feel this can help you have that release and kind of push you out of your comfort zone. Also, allowing nature to fill your cup. So spending some time in the sun could also be really helpful for you in order to fill your cup. And Big Spite Spirit, I'm gonna look in the Crystal Spirit book afterwards to see what that message is. But wow, we were talking about Aries, and this is an Aries card right here. So I get the sense to fill your cup, do something that you feel confident doing. Do something that you enjoy. And oh my God, there's just so much fire energy here. So you definitely, in order to fill your cup, need to get that fire started again. So do something creative. Maybe for some of you, you need to put yourself in competition with something, even if it's just in competition with yourself. Maybe you need that competition to help fuel you. And that competition might really help to fill your cup. Again, this could be competition with yourself, on a day-to-day basis, just being better than you were the day before. Entering a competition could be really helpful for some of you as well, as what I'm hearing, in order to fill your cup. Another message that's coming through is to get rid of the things that you don't use. What are you not using that's been sitting around and collecting dust? Get rid of it. It needs to go, because that's weighing on your energies as well. That weighs you down as well. But overall, the overarching thing that I'm getting here, we're still going to take your tarot cards, but the overarching thing I'm getting here is to find something stimulating for yourself. Find something that ignites your passions, ignites that fire, whether that's a competition, whether that's a creative pursuit, whether that's going out in the sun, whatever it could be, anything. But bringing some more heat into your life, that is definitely big right here. Let's see how you can fill your cup. How can pile 2 fill their cup? How can pile 2 fill their cup? The original thing I was feeling with this Scorpion card of release is coming up, because these cards are going there's just so much energy in them, but nothing's being released. So I get the sense that the way you need to fill your cup is releasing your fiery energy, allowing your fiery, passionate energy to be released into something fruitful, into something beneficial for you. Because maybe some of you are just bottling it up, and that could be draining your energies as well. Too much fire can start to burn, and that can burn things away. So for some of you, too much of this fiery energy, because I get the sense that maybe some of you are really passionate people, really fiery, passionate people, and in order to help maintain that, in order to help direct that fire, you need to release it, allow for a release to happen into creative pursuits, into areas that are not just causing unnecessary conflict, but actually creating something purposeful for you. Let's see, thank you. We have the Weaver of Boons. I believe this is the Queen of Pentacles, but let me check. Yeah, this is the Queen of Pentacles here. And with that coming up, for some of you, you may need to release your fiery, passionate energy into nurturing something, nurturing a creative project, a business, your finances. If you have children, maybe your children, or plants or animals. But even the biggest thing you can nurture is yourself. And just basically pouring this nurturing and fiery energy into something productive to help you feel filled up and feel like you're actually doing something meaningful. and not just kind of allowing this fire to like brew inside of you. And also with the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, how you can fill your cup is like focusing on your plate and how much you take on in terms of responsibility, and only taking on as much as you can reasonably handle. But definitely creative pursuits, like channeling your fiery, passionate energy into something creative. That's coming up big to fill your cup. How else can pile 2 fill their cup? Pile 2 spirit guides. Thank you. We have suspension with the Hanged Man here. So taking some time for introspection. I get the sense of like with creativity and Hanged Man, taking time to be alone so you can create from this like solitude. So you can create in your solitude, because like the Hanged Man, it's in this deck especially, like it gives me the vibe of like something being created, something being born through solitude, through isolation. So like maybe you just need to take some time to spend alone and allow your creative ideas to come to the surface and start to work on those creative ideas. One more card for how they can fill their cup. I also get the sense of like eating something, or eating the right kinds of foods. I don't know why food is coming up, but eating, definitely. I could just be hungry, but I'm channeling your energy right now, and for some of you, you could be hungry. The 10 of Pentacles here, so like fulfillment, working on your fulfillment, working on your greater vision for your life, channeling your inner fire into working on the vision you have for your life, and also spending time with the ones you care about. That could be something too. Giving yourself time to spend alone in order to pursue these creative things, and in order to like allow for this creative stuff to be birthed, but also taking time to spend with the people you care about, because that could be really helpful as well. And when you're in the presence of your family, like this dog here is really speaking to me. So when you're in the presence of your family, allow all this other stuff to kind of like take a backseat and really just be present in that moment. Be grounded and present in that moment. Like you notice how both of these are pentacle cards here. So in order to fill your cup, it's really asking you to ground yourself, because I get the sense that you do have so much fiery, passionate energy, but you just need to bring it down to the physical. In order to fill your cup, you need to actually allow that fiery energy a release and some sort of physical outlet. For some of you, you know, this could be like, I'm not even going to say it, but like 18 plus type things. Let's just put it that way, okay? All right, so now let's see what is draining your cup. Oh God, Spirit sometimes gives really funny messages. What is draining their cup? So for some of you, this could be like wanting a new beginning, with the Fool coming up as draining your cup. Maybe some of you have been anticipating a new beginning, wanting a new beginning, really putting energy to it, and because it might not be happening the way you want it to happen, or the way you think it should, it could be like weighing heavily on you right now. So perhaps it's like taking your focus away from that and just enjoying where you're at right now could be really helpful. The other thing I get with this coming up is that maybe for some of you, it's a fear of the unknown that has been draining your energy. So you want to start these creative projects, and maybe you have so many ideas, but like the fear of the unknown could be holding you back right now and draining your energy. And again, just kind of like spending time and just going for it. Like, really, what's the worst that could happen is kind of what I'm hearing. Let's see, one more card for what is draining their energy. One more card. We'll take both. Oh, and well, we have the Six of Swords coming up here. So let's see what these are. Wow. This came up for pile 1, but here in how to fill their cup. So again, with your current energy being the Scorpion, and we were talking about some conflict, I really do feel like this conflict has been weighing heavily on your energies, and it's been draining your energy a lot. And maybe for some of you, this conflict is, do I continue down the current path that I'm going down, or do I make this change and go after what my heart is calling me towards, or do I take this leap of faith and step into the unknown? Do I make this change? Like, for some of you, this could be like a really big change. Maybe it's a change in lifestyle. Like, these are two major arcanas here, so a major change and shift. Also fascinating that we have the High Priestess, which is like divine feminine energy coming on top of divine masculine. For some of you, it is so amazing to me how the last several readings that I have done, I have been channeling somebody's like divine counterpart relationship in the readings, and somebody has been really like that has been heavily in somebody's energy, or some people, I say somebody, but some people's energy. Like, there's a huge thing of divine counterparts here. Take that as it resonates. But I get the sense that like this kind of like not knowing whether you should trust your intuition and follow that, or just continue to do what you've been doing, has been weighing heavily on you. And again, this could be dealing with some conflict. Maybe this is like, do I deal with conflict the way I've been dealing with it in the past, or do I change my approach to this conflict? Do I change this and allow myself to, like with the Six of Swords here, like be taken out of these crazy, chaotic waters into more peaceful and calmer waters? Do I allow that to happen? Because I'm kind of getting the sense that like for some of you, maybe you've been in such a chaotic period that like peace almost feels foreign, and that might be weighing heavily on you as well. But let's get your crystal spirit. I'm getting this one more thing that is coming up is like, your cup is being drained almost because you're fighting yourself. And so it's almost like you are draining your own cup because of this inner conflict. And that might be why you have the Hanged Man coming up here on how to fill your cup. Because in order to fill your cup, you need some time in contemplation. You need some time alone to gather your thoughts and to really kind of like make peace with this inner conflict. All right, now let's get any other messages and advice from Spirit for pile 2. Any other messages and advice for Spirit? Blue Chalcedony with 11. I love that it's 11. That's an angel number. Some of you might be seeing 11 around a lot. But before I look at this, and I'm getting the sense that like because of this blue color here, you are really being called right now to tap into your third eye, to tap into your intuition, and to tap into your throat chakra and express yourself. Like we were getting with Scorpion, you really need to express yourself. There's something that you want to communicate here with the Six of Swords too. Like there's something that's been weighing heavily on your energy that you want to communicate, and it's really calling you to step into that. Take that leap of faith and communicate whatever it is that you need to communicate. So let's take a look at Big Spite Spirit. It's here somewhere. I don't remember. Oh, did I just pass it? No. Oh, here it is. Drive, courage, full speed ahead, spirited action. Wow. Your advice right now is to take action. So when you're feeling drained, your advice is to start taking action, which might seem really counterproductive because it's like, but my energies are drained. And it's like, no, but like your energies are drained because you're too like because you have too much fire burning inside of you and you need to release it. So it's actually, in order to fill your cup, you need to take action, which is so opposite to like pile one, but yet there's similarities. So fascinating. Not to say that you need to take like go, because we do have the Hanged Man here and the Pentacles are slower cards. So you need to take slow action, not just burst in. You know, I know this says full speed ahead, but like, not just like go, but like take slow action, but definitely take action. That's, to fill your cup, you need to take slow and steady action because it brings you back to this consistent energy. All right. I don't know if I should read this full thing, but if you want to read it, I'll put it here. Right. Yeah, something about standing in your own way. Like you might be standing in your own way when you start to feel drained. You might be the one that's standing in your own way. And in order to get out of that, you just need to start taking slow, steady action. All right, let's look at Blue Chalcedony, which is 11. Funny, it's so close to this. Slowing down, easy does it, restoring balance and serenity. I love how these are just so opposing. And so I get the sense that like you, in order to fill your cup, your advice is to do both things. Take time. It's almost like what I was saying with these two here. It's like take time to rest, to slow down, to allow for this like Hanged Man energy to take place, but also take some time to put in steady action to move forward, to like put in consistent action. It's really very interesting. I love how like there's so much energy here of like a crossroads of like two different things, and both can be helpful for you. I almost get the sense that like you might see it as conflicting, but actually both can be really helpful, and you can blend the two, taking action and not taking action, to help create your own unique mix of what will help you fill your cup. So it's almost like both things are going to help you fill your cup. Taking slow and steady action will help you fill your cup, and resting will help you. But too much rest or too much action isn't gonna, it's gonna create an imbalance. That's gonna drain your cup. So you're really being called to find that balance. Strike a balance is what I hear. Yeah, restoring balance and serenity. So if you've been feeling like you've been taking too much action, then in order to fill your cup, you need to take a step back and enter this Hanged Man energy. But if you feel like you've been not taking enough action and that's been draining your cup, now you feel tired, lethargic, then your advice is to take slow, steady action. Start taking that action. So it's almost like depending on where you're at in life, because for some of you, you might be swinging on that pendulum. At sometimes you're being drained because you're taking too much action, and other times you're being drained because you're not taking enough action. And depending on what energy you're in, you're being called to take either, if you haven't been taking action, then start taking action, and if you have been taking action, then stop taking action or slow down. That's what I hear. Because you just have so much fiery energy here, and earth energy as well. There's a lot of fire and earth. So learning to balance those two fire and earth side like elements of you could help you in filling your cup. This has been such a unique reading and I really love it. Like, this is so intriguing. Life's pace can feel overwhelming at times, and this crystal shows up just when you need to slow down and experience serenity and balance. Certainty won't present itself just because you are rushing around. Blue Chalcedony or Chalcedony spirit brings the message to immerse yourself in the moment and to surrender your sense of urgency to the conscious universe. You are pushing too hard now. Easy does it as you transition from the old ways into the new. So definitely, you guys are in a you're in a transition phase. That's the best way to put it. You guys are definitely going through a major transition here, and that could be why your energies are fluctuating and you don't feel like you might feel like confused, and that might be why there's like this conflicting energy coming through here on your reading. But just take it day by day through this transition. See how you're feeling that day and give yourself what you need in that day. And begin to try out your fledgling wings. You are ever evolving, and the unfamiliar can send you hurrying back to where you were or rushing ahead to get past the uncomfortable part. The part where you have to confront the truth that you are facing many unknowns. Wow, we literally have the full card here. Your fearful ego will try to convince you that the way to get what you need is to work harder and faster and move as swiftly as possible, but your best action now is to slow down, allow yourself to be clear on what you want so that your intentions begin to coalesce. I don't know how to say that. Oh, whatever. That word in ways that will please you. As you look around, be fully present to what is, allowing a sense of tranquility and ease to arise in you, even though you may not be able to see what to do next. The conscious universe has much to offer you, so take a breath and remember, easy does it. Oops. I hear to trust in your own ability to recognize what you need in that moment to fill your cup, whether you need to take a break or whether you need to put in some action, and move this. So trust in what you're being guided towards. Trust in your ability to recognize what you need in that moment and give it to yourself. So that is your message and advice from Spirit on how to fill your cup. I'm going to leave this reading right here, pile 2. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading. If you like this reading, then give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Be sure to hit the bell icon so you're notified when I upload. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another reading. Bye. Hello, pile 3. You have chosen the selenite heart. I'm going to keep your crystal right here. And before we get into your oracle cards, we're going to do an energy check. The first thing we're going to be looking at is how you're energetically feeling right now. How are you doing right now? What is your current energy? Oh my god. What is pile 3's current energy looking like? How are they? We have the oyster. So with the oyster, I kind of get the sense that right now you might be in a slower energy. You might be really taking some time to figure things out, and might also be pushing through a lot right now is what I hear. So for some of you, you could be in need of a break because you've been doing a lot of you may have been doing a lot of work. For others of you, you might be taking a break. And for others of you, I get the sense that energetically you might have a lot of emotional baggage that you're dealing with. But let's take a look at the guidebook. Patient secret keeper hiding inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires in life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When in balance, feels blessed, generous, masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, gripping, clams up. To bring into balance, share something. So I get the feeling that right now the energy you're currently in is like being prepared to share something, being prepared to be like launched into something new. You're really in like a slower, more patient, more preparing type of energy. Maybe it's like you guys are working on filling your cup by working on any creative pursuits you may have, working on your career, working on your personal self, personal development. You might be learning on releasing emotional baggages in order to help minimize the drainage that happens to your cup, because if you have like a lot of emotional baggage that you've been carrying around, those things can drain your cup. So no matter how much you fill in, it's almost like there's a bunch of holes that just everything just keeps coming back out. And so that's kind of the energy I'm getting for you, is like right now you're really working through that and dealing with that, which is a good thing. So it might feel a little bit slow, it might feel a little bit, you might not feel super like filled up, and you might not feel super like energized, but you're preparing yourself. You're dealing with the baggage that needs to be dealt with, so that when you fill your cup, you're not just instantly draining it. Now let's see the energy you're in when your cup is drained. And the reason I'm looking at this is to see, so you can recognize when your energies are drained, so you can make the adjustments you need. What energy is pile 3 in when they are feeling drained? We have the raccoon, so you might feel like you have to put on masks. When your energy is feeling drained, you might feel like hiding, retreating almost into the night. You might also feel like when your energies are drained, you might feel like you don't have, like, you know, when you're so tired that you can't sleep. That's what I'm getting with raccoon. It's like some of you might, when you're really drained, you might notice that you're so tired that you literally can't sleep. But yeah, for most of you, I get the sense that when you start to get really drained, you end up putting on a mask. You kind of like hide behind a wall is what I hear. So like you don't allow yourself to be seen truly. Emotionally, you might end up like putting blockages and not being available to other people. Let's see what the guidebook has. Raccoon, talented, shadowy, in hiding. So when you start to get into this energy like of being really drained, you might pull back. You might, like in relationships, you might pull back. You might go into isolation. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists to greater or lesser degrees at best. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in an artist's favor. Other times it limits creativity. Am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I am ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. When in balance, generous friend, exceptional artist. When out of balance, competitive, starving artist. To bring into balance, make new work. So for some of you, when you're feeling really drained, you could feel like you need more attention. Maybe you feel like you're not getting enough attention. Maybe you feel like, for some of you, this could be that you feel you're getting way too much attention. You don't want the spotlight on you anymore. You could also end up getting into this mood of just kind of like entertaining things that aren't healthy for you, entertaining things that are bringing you down even more. So like what I hear is like investing into, trashy is a word that keeps coming up, but like take that as it applies, obviously, into things that are like just going to continue to drain you and that you wouldn't normally go for, but because you're so drained, you're almost like not caring. Like it's like your standard, when you're really depleted, when your energies are really depleted, you may lower your standards and accept behavior and accept things that are not to your usual standard. Yeah. Now let's see the energy you're in when your cup is filled. What is pile 3's energy when their cup is filled? What energy is pile 3 in when their cup is filled? Ooh. We have whale here. So when your cup is filled, I feel like you're very intuitive. You're very expressive. You may speak more. You may like sing. Some of you might actually be singers. Obviously not all of you, but like you could just like enjoy singing. And when your cup is filled and when you're feeling happy and like vibrant and full of life, you could sing more, you could express yourself more, you could be more willing to communicate with other people, you could be more willing to engage with other people and like build connections is what I hear. So you could be more social during that time too. You could feel like socializing more when your cup is full. So now let's take a look at your oracle cards and how to fill your cup. We have ancestor healing here. We have regeneration. We have grounding. Oh, you got 2 of these. Okay. So we have freedom, truth. How am I gonna? I'm just gonna do that. So one of the first things I'm getting with this is, in order to fill your cup, you need to speak your truth. You need to tell people how you're feeling. The other thing here is like freeing yourself from unnecessary burdens that you may have been taking on. Maybe taking like going on a drive, doing something that feels freeing and liberating. I'm hearing going out and about, taking walks in nature. Maybe for some of you, this is like planning a night out and going. For others of you, this could just be like taking the opportunity to go out and explore new things. With grounding here, I really do get the sense of like being in nature, grounding your energies, allowing nature to help you. And with ancestor healing here, for some of you, this could be like what you're doing right now is helping to fill your cup, even if it may not seem like it in the moment. But if you notice, this is a water sign and this is a water sign. So I feel like when your cup is full, emotionally, you feel more at peace and far more like you feel more regulated in your emotions. You feel like you have a greater understanding of your emotions. Whereas when you're feeling drained, with the Earth card here, you could almost feel like controlling, like control issues may come up. You may feel like you're lacking control and stability. You might feel like things are like unstable or that you need more grounding, because of the fact that you might feel this instability, you need more stability in your life in order to help fill your cup up. So that's why I get the sense that like walking in nature, taking nature walks, spending time in nature, ancestor healing, so working through any forgiveness, healing any ancestral wounds and patterns, because remember, these things can continue to drain our cup. It's almost like those things are the holes that are poked into a cup. So no matter how much you might be doing to fill your cup, if there are holes in it, you're going to be constantly drained. So you have to plug those holes, is what I hear. And that's kind of what this ancestor healing is talking about. Like, what do you need to do? What do you need to heal in order to plug those holes so that when you fill your cup, it actually stays there. It's not just being immediately drained. I get for many of you, it's like freedom to express yourself, really living in your truth, allowing other people to see your truth, to see you as you are, and not feeling like you need to hide yourself or put on a mask to please others, because people pleasing is kind of coming up here. So for some of you, people pleasing could be draining your energy, and standing in your truth will help you to fill your cup. Now let's take a look at your tarot cards. And interestingly enough, for the other two piles, I used this deck, but for yours, I'm feeling called to, wow, we have the Queen of Cups at the bottom. Focusing on your emotional fulfillment will really help you. But I felt called to use this deck for you guys. So let's see what comes up. How can pile 3 fill their cup? So 8 of Wands, working on your passions, something that you're passionate about, a creative project. I get this sense of like communicating. Remember, we were talking about communicating here. So there's definitely this thing of like communicating, reaching out to somebody else, going out with freedom. And the 8 of Wands here, it's like how to fill your cup. Go out. Get out of your house. Get out of your daily routine and your the places you frequent. Go visit a new place. Go try something new. Explore. Communicate whatever has been on your heart to communicate. Open yourself up to new ideas and to new possibilities, is what I hear. Definitely something with the whale here and singing also. Like maybe you guys just need to sing. When you feel your energy starting to drain, fill your cup up by singing, by expressing the passions that are within you. It's like your fire will fill your cup. So work with your fire. Work with that passionate energy within you. Let's see what else is coming up. How to fill their cup. How can pile 3 fill their cup? What does... Thank you. We have the King of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. So I get this sense of like working on something, working on a business, working on an idea, working on something in your physical world. Taking this like energy of yours and putting it into something physical. Maybe also one of the things that will be really helpful for you in order to fill your cup is working on your confidence. Stepping into your confidence, exploring any areas where you might be showing up as an inauthentic version of yourself because maybe you are wearing this mask to keep you like from acknowledging that there might be self-worth issues coming up here. There might be lack of confidence. So how can you explore those things? That's one of the other things that's coming up is like, how can you step into your confidence? because stepping into your confidence will help you fill your cup. So exploring these things, this is almost like I'm getting the vibe of like doing inner work, doing inner work and healing any self-worth issues will really help you to fill your cup. And with your pile in specific, I've really been getting this sense of like, it's not so much of what you can do to fill your cup, but rather what do you need to, what holes do you need to plug in order to not drain your cup? Because it's almost like you know how to fill your cup. You know how to revitalize your energies and feel good and put yourself back in a good mood. And it's almost like naturally you tend to be in a higher vibrational state anyways, but it's calling you to focus on what is draining your cup, because there's things that are draining your cup that require attention. So no matter how much you fill it, it doesn't stay like you. It's almost like it's hard for you to maintain that energy just because there's a lot of different holes that are draining your cup. So yeah, in your energy specific, in your reading, I really felt called to talk about like draining. So let's just look at that, because that was the next thing. What is draining pile 3's cup? What is draining pile 3's cup? We have the Hermit and the Knight of Swords. So maybe one of the things that's draining your cup is like taking too swift of action. And could also be that like your thoughts, maybe like there are too many thoughts that you have circulating in your mind that you need to spend time meditating and like, wow, this just hit me so strong right now. And I'm literally getting chills. You could be distracting yourself heavily with social media, with your day-to-day routine, your responsibilities, with other people's mental baggage, with your own mental baggage. You could be distracting yourself to the point where you're not allowing yourself to like meditate, to retreat, to go within and to hear those things out. And that could be draining your cup. That you just need some time to really like sit in meditation. You really need to sit with yourself. You know, that the Knight of Pentacles is so slow moving that you almost can't see that they're moving. And in this particular deck, like this knight is at a standstill. She's just kind of like enjoying the scene and enjoying the present moment. So like you could be in this like energy of moving so fast that you're failing to enjoy the present moment. That could be draining your cup. So in order to fill your cup, it's like taking a step back, slowing things down, spending some time alone in your own energy, so that you can enjoy the moment, enjoy the things around you, really take in the beauty around you. And that could be with freedom too. It's like the freedom to move slowly, the freedom to explore and enjoy your journey. I don't know why your reading has just taken like a very like explore and enjoy your journey type of turn. But I feel like this is where you're at right now, and this is kind of like the message that's coming through for how to fill your cup. It's like enjoy all the work you've put into building your confidence, continue to work on your confidence and your self-worth, and enjoy your journey. Slow down. You don't need to move super quickly. You don't need to live out your full life in one day. You can like allow for things to move slowly, move at their own pace. It's not even just moving slowly, but allowing things to move at their own pace, not feeling like you have to rush things. So when things are moving fast, ride that wave, and when things are moving slow, ride that wave. You don't have to like force anything, is what I hear. Because trying to force it puts an unnecessary burden on your mind, and I feel like that then drains you. So let's see what message, any last messages for you from Spirit for this reading. What else does pile 3 need to know? Whoa. We have Amethyst. Wow. Some of you might have been called to pile 1. Just pointing that out there. Let's read what Amethyst has to say. And by the way, Amethyst is like a protection stone. It's also about like knowing your worth, because at one point Amethyst was like extremely rare and worthy, like highly sought for. But it's also about protection. So protecting your energies could be really big. Again, like I said, like not allowing other people's mental baggage to distract you from yourself and from your own journey. So really working with Amethyst could be helpful, but let's read the guidebook. Amethyst. Familiarity, unconscious habits, old patterns in need of being released, which is literally what we were kind of talking about. Another aspect of Amethyst too is like it can help with addictions. So for some of you, this could be like exploring any addictive behaviors, maybe any ancestral patterns that may be going on that you need to release, because those things could be draining you as well right now. Autopilot takes over when we require a rest from mental overload. Yes. While this reaction can serve us well, Amethyst Spirit brings a reminder to stop surrendering to the familiar, be mindfully present to the now, and examine your habits. Are they working for you the way you want them to? Are you overdue for a new routine, perhaps a small, simple shift that can make a huge difference? What could you say more often to those you love, or do more often to nurture yourself when your go-to is to sacrifice for others? What habits could you begin to develop today to build your security and increase your prosperity? Can you see how the old habits these replace should have been discarded long ago? Amethyst Spirit's message to you is to be conscious of your habits so that you don't fall asleep to your potential for transformation and healing. You deserve so much more than you have right now, so awaken to your ability to co-create a new one replaced habit at a time. And that, I feel like, is so powerful, and it's literally what Spirit is calling you to in order to heal and to like fill your cup. It's to break these old patterns, cycles, and habits. It's to go through this inner work and allow for that like flow of life. I'm also feeling called. It's interesting. Your pile is so different from the first 2 piles. Like I've used a completely different tarot deck. I didn't use this for, some of you need to dance. I did not use these cards for the first 2 piles, but for yours, I feel called to taking some. So let's see pile 3. Thank you. Dream. Follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. So, another thing to fill your cup is like following your dreams, following your passions, allowing your passions to kind of like guide you. And well, there you go, recharge. There's nothing like a walk on the beach to soothe your soul. Definitely get out in nature. Because I felt called to use this specific deck, and this is the Mermaid Tarot, being by the ocean might be really healing for you guys, and it might recharge your energies significantly. But this is where I'm going to leave this reading, pile 3. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading. If you like this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more, be sure to hit the bell icon so you're notified when I upload. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another reading. Bye. Hello, pile 4. You have chosen the yellow azestolite. I'm going to keep your crystal right here. Before we take your oracle cards, seeing what how to fill your cup, we're going to do an energy check, and the first thing we're going to see is where you're at currently. What is your current energy? What are your current energy? Wow. Okay, I'm not going to take all of these. I'm going to redo that to get just one, but with all these coming out, I feel like you guys are going through like currently your energies are going through an upgrade is what I hear. So you might be dealing with a lot of emotional stuff from childhood, I hear, and kind of transmuting that energy and just going through a lot of upgrades, spiritual awakenings. Yeah. That's beautiful, pile 4. Did I call you pile 3 or pile 4? No, I said pile 4. I can't even remember now. Okay, pile 4 current energy, thank you. We have shark here. So I get the sense that you're continuing, like your energy has a lot of movement in it still, and even if in periods of stagnation you are still moving, you're still trying to keep busy, you're still trying to move through any emotional hurdles that might be coming up and any like heavy emotions. I get the sense that you're still trying to like flow through them, push through them is what I hear. I also get the sense with shark, it's like you might be in this energy of trying to clear up any misunderstandings and going after what you desire. So you're really focusing your energy on what you desire and going after that. Let's take a look at the guidebook. Okay. So we have directness, exposure, revealing true nature, and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. So maybe for some of you, you're feeling kind of tense about this situation, needing to deal with anything that's been bothering you. So anything that's been creating tension lately, it's like you're in the energy of working through that, dealing with that. Yeah. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, intriguing, captivating, mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky, destructive. To bring into balance, honesty. So I was kind of getting that when I first saw this card, but I really do feel like your current energy is like trying to go after the desires you have and focusing on clearing up any misunderstandings, saying your piece, giving your side of the story, but having an honest conversation and continuing to move forward, even if it might be slow movement. Let's see the energy you're in when your cup is drained. What is the energy you're in when your cup is drained? And the reason I'm looking at this is so you can recognize when your cup is starting to be drained. What energy is pile 4 in when their cup is drained? Can we get one card to represent? I'm actually feeling black egg. This is such an interesting card to have for when your cup is drained. You might go back into your shell, I hear. You might turn inward. You might really like retreat and like seclude yourself. When your cup is drained, you may also, I get the sense that like your creative ideas might not flow, and it might be a difficult time, or it might be difficult for you to have creative ideas. But with it coming out, like this is a spirit card, and these cards are really powerful. And so I'm kind of getting the sense that even when your cup is drained, you still have so much power and influence that maybe you just don't recognize it right now. Let's take a look at what the animal, the guidebook has to say about that. Also, it's kind of interesting, but I'm filming this at night. Somehow it ended up being that your specific pile, I had to film it at night after everything was done. So I get the sense that, like, also I apologize if I'm speaking lower because of that. Hopefully you can hear just fine, but you're being guided that, like, in order to fill your cup, there may be times where you need to step into the shadows and step into the night, so to speak, like the darkness, because something in your energy might be draining you. Some of your shadows might be draining you, and it's almost calling you to explore those things. So now the guidebook for black egg, it says, speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in, the concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself, and what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It is the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. The black egg and the fifth chakra. The subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat, at the Visuddha chakra. I can't believe I can't say that. Visuddha chakra. The ancient sages saw this center at the hub that governs our speech and expression. Visuddha translates as especially pure. The balance of this center is important for all of us, but is especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. So with that, I'm getting the sense that, like, when you're drained, you may, again, like we said, like recluse, you might come inward, you might no longer speak your truth, you may stop speaking at all. But regardless, I get the sense that, like, even in drained energy, you are extremely powerful. That even when your energy is drained, your voice still has magnetic power to it. Wow, I love this for you, Pal 4. Like, this is beautiful. Even when your energies are drained, you have, like, a strength to you. You have a power to you. The power to, like, almost everybody has the power to fill their own cup, obviously. But I feel like you guys especially have this, like, otherworldly power. It's like such a deep spiritual power to fill your cup. And yeah, that's, by the way, the Visuddha chakra is the throat chakra. I can't believe I'm still struggling to say that. I don't know why, but all right, now let's check the energy you're in when your cup is full. What energy is pile 4? Thank you. So we have Stingray, which I just love the fact that you have 2 water cards here. So your current energy is moving towards filling your cup up. And the fact that, like, I can't get over this black egg coming here. Like, I think that's just, I really feel like that's such a massive power that you might be not even acknowledging, or that you may not even recognize you have. Wow, I'm like blown away slightly by this reading right now, and we're only like not that far in. So with Stingray coming here as like the energy you're in when your cup is full, it's like you feel more aligned, you feel more in the flow of things, you feel like with this the chakras being aligned here at the spine, I get the sense that you feel more confident and more like you have a full backbone. So like if anybody tries to mistreat you, or if anybody tries to put you down, it's like you stand in your power. And yeah, like you have this backbone, this like I'm good regardless type of energy. But let's look at the guidebook to see. Oh wow. Developing confidence, sense of self, or spine. The Stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the Stingray must decide between the old, easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again as the force of dharma growing within the Stingray is too strong to ignore. When in balance, eager wants to grow. When out of balance, blames others, quits. To bring into balance, move through the discomfort. So I get the sense that like when your cup is full, you're able to move through discomfort with ease. You're able to stand in your confidence and power with ease, and you almost make it look effortless, where other people are looking at you like, how the hell did this like Pile 4 do that? Like, how did they get to this place? Like, what did Pile 4 do? I want to know what Pile 4 did. That's kind of the energy that is coming up with this. When your cup is full, it's like people are looking at you like, how are they able to manage all of that? How are they able to be so confident and just like make it look so easy? Wow, I really love this for you, Pile 4. This is so... I'm just so blown away by your reading right now. Alright, so these are your oracle cards on how to fill your cup. We have challenge here, trust, we have trust, emotion, and delight. With challenge, the first thing that came to me is like, for some of you, you may need to seek challenging things, because I feel like in order to fill your cup, the easy path almost doesn't work for you. It's like overcoming challenges, working through adversity, and going through that is what really helps you fill your cup, because it builds your confidence. You're like, wow, look, I did that. Like, I worked through that adversity. I overcame that challenge. And that really does fill your cup. And again, it builds your strength and your confidence in yourself. With emotion and trust here, I also get the sense of like trusting your intuition, leaning into having faith and trust in spirit and connecting to spirit as well, but also just like leaning in and having faith and trust in your intuition can really fill your cup. So doing like meditation and really connecting to your third eye can help to fill your cup as well. Acknowledging your emotions and working through any heavy emotions, like we were kind of talking about with the shark here. It's like acknowledging and working through those heavy emotions and clearing it can help to fill your cup as well, because it's no longer like these emotions are weighing you down, but rather you're gaining a better sense of self. With delight here, and then having seen the dolphin and all of that come up, I get the sense that another way you can fill your cup is by entering this like playful energy and spending time with those you care about and celebrating when you overcome challenges. Celebrating the adversities that you've overcome so far and that you continue to overcome. It's interesting that you have 21 here, which breaks to a 3, 4, and then 5. 3, 4, 5. Like, I feel like you're doing really good right now. Like, you're you're on the exact path that you need to be, and it's like moving you closer and closer to this alignment. And maybe this is just to help confirm for you that yes, Pile 4, you are on the right track. And you overcoming these challenges and adversities is actually filling your cup more than you can realize. Let's get your tarot cards now. How can Pile 4 fill their cup? We have the Queen of Swords here. I almost said Queen of Wands, but no, this is the Queen of Swords. So standing in your power, setting boundaries too, setting healthy boundaries can help you to fill your cup as well. So you're not just giving your energy away to things that are not reciprocal or not serving you, or just leaving you feeling drained. This could also, again, like we mentioned with the shark, speaking your truth, standing firm in your truth, and also just like expressing yourself, communicating your thoughts and feelings to whoever it needs to be communicated to, allowing things to be cold. How does that? I'm getting a really like strong message with this, that even in the cold times, even when things feel slow and stagnant, and maybe your energy doesn't feel super like vitalized, things are growing through that time period. So it's almost calling you, like, in order to like fill your cup, it's to embrace the slowness, embrace the periods of cold stagnancy, almost. Embrace the slowness. That's the best way to put it, because things are growing under the surface that you may not see necessarily, but they're there, and this slowness is for your benefit. So don't over worry yourself by getting into your head that things are too slow, but rather just embrace the slowness, accept it, and that's going to fill your cup, because you'll start to see what you need to do next. Let's see, two more cards on how they can fill their cup. How can Pile 4 fill their cup? We have the Fool, taking leaps of faith, new beginnings, taking risks, and venturing into the unknown, trying new things. So this could be as simple as like trying a new style of cooking, or a new type of cuisine, or going to a different restaurant than the one that you usually go to, trying a different, I don't know, this could be literally anything, but just trying something new, exploring the unknown, exploring the fears, any fears of the unknown that you have. Like, wow, Pile 4, your reading is truly blowing me away. Like, I feel like yours is more on a deep spiritual level of how you fill your cup, or how you can fill your cup. But even on a practical level, I get the sense of like being firm in your boundaries, but setting and having clear priorities, making to-do lists almost to help you create structure that allows for you to play and have fun, can be really helpful in filling your cup, and trying new things, being more adventurous. Let's get one more card on how Pile 4 can fill their cup. Thank you. Wow, we have the King of Swords. I almost hear like mental shift. It's like your mind can actually help you fill your cup by focusing on creating healthy boundaries, by focusing on creating structure in your life to allow for yourself to play and have fun, and by knowing your values and standing firm in your values, these things almost like take the burden off of your mind. And by taking the burden off your mind, it fills your cup rather than draining it. I hear philosophy and thinking, allowing your mind to think, and maybe that's another way in which you overcome challenges. Is funny enough that this says in this deck the swords are challenges. So by working through challenges, you really do fill your cup. By thinking, by sitting in contemplation. And also I hear like giving yourself positive affirmations. This could also be something like working through problems too. So like giving your mind problems to work through, giving your mind some challenges that to overcome, so it doesn't like try to find its own challenges, but rather you're like keeping it busy, like a productive type of busy. This is so unique and I love it. But definitely like keeping your mind busy, it's almost exhilarating for your energies. It's like overcoming these challenges really brings a spark to you, and it creates this liveliness in you. Let's see what is draining your cup. Can we see what is draining pile 4's cup? Thank you. Which I guess this makes sense with this black egg here. Like even the things that are draining your cup, or even when you're drained, you still hold so much power. Okay, so we have the Empress, the Huntsman, which I believe this is, I have to look that up. Wow, you have 3 major arcanas for what is draining your cup. This is the Hierophant. Let me look up the Huntsman. Justice. This is Justice. With the Hierophant, Justice, and the Empress coming up, I get the sense that what drains your energy, there's a few messages here. One, maybe being stuck in traditional routines or traditional values and traditional ways of doing things doesn't work for you, and it's not in alignment with you, and those things could be draining you because maybe your values lie outside of what is traditionally accepted as normal values, or what is traditionally accepted or what has been taught to you by your family. Because the other thing I'm getting here is like, for some of you, maybe you haven't like a mother or a feminine energy in your life that can be very draining on your energies. And not that they are intentionally doing it, but rather they might be in an unhealthy place, and so like they smother you, or maybe they are overwhelming at times with the like with possibly nagging and over mothering you, instead of respecting and like treating you as your own individual. It's almost like they're trying to see you as a reflection of them, and when you don't stick to those, to their values and to their beliefs and to the things that they have tried to instill in you, it can upset them, and then they react and like lash out on you, and that could be very draining on you. Because on one hand, it's like you want to please them and you want to keep them happy, you want them to be like proud of you, but then it's also kind of clashing with your own values and with your own beliefs and with you, with your being. And with justice here, it's like you could be trying to find like a middle ground. You could be trying to figure out how to navigate these things, and that trying to navigate it, like trying to still please, again, this doesn't necessarily have to deal with your mother, but trying to please others, but also stay in alignment with yourself and true to your nature, could be causing you to feel drained. And almost I get the sense with justice here, it's like not speaking your truth, not standing in your truth. And which is kind of what we saw with the black egg here. It's like when you don't speak up, when you don't speak your truth, you're in that drained energy. When you allow other people's truth, or when you allow other people to like dictate to you how life should be, your energies are being drained in those moments. I kind of feel like confirming the justice with this deck. Can we confirm justice? Why is it here? The Page of Pentacles. So maybe there's a new idea that you have, a new like a new life path that you're trying to walk down, that maybe your family or the people around you don't quite understand, and it's kind of foreign to them. And you've been trying to like balance that out and navigate that. And with the Page of Pentacles as well, something that's coming to me is like, one of the things that could be draining your energies is childhood wounding. Something from your childhood that needs to be dealt with, that needs to be put to rest, is what I hear. That needs some justice. Like maybe your childhood self needs justice, and it's like right now you're being called to kind of give yourself that justice. Obviously this is a general reading, so take what applies, and I'm just kind of giving all the things that I'm seeing here. But this seems to be like, there seems to be this major thing right now that's draining your energies, and that kind of, to me, looks like something from your childhood that needs justice, that needs to be brought to justice, needs to be brought to light and dealt with and released, so you can move on from it. Because I feel like it's been weighing on you pretty heavily. And that could also be why we felt like or why we see the shark here. It's like this could be really heavy emotional baggage that you've been carrying around with you, and that could be the reason why you feel like this slow and stagnant energy right now. And it could also be why one of the ways to fill your cup is by sitting with that slowness and allowing yourself to kind of be in this contemplative energy. All right, let's get your oracle card for messages and advice from Spirit. What last message and advice would Spirit like to give you for this reading? Wow, that just fell. I'm not going to pick it up. We have hematite with 26, and we have smithsonite with 51. Let me look at the guidebook. I kind of get the sense that like tapping into your heart space and your throat chakra will be really beneficial for you to fill your cup. But let's see what we have here. Smithsonite, rebirth from chaos, evolution, stress relief, emotional boost, clearing of obstacles to growth. just like confirming everything we just saw. From here to there can be a rocky road, one that may even seem to move under your feet as you engage in a process of healing with roiling emotions. The journey can be confusing and unsettling and cause you to want to beat a hasty retreat. But Smithsonite Spirit's message is clear as can be. You are haltingly moving forward into creating something new. If you feel as if you're unsteady and even going a little backward at times, it is only because you are being asked to look to the past and the lessons learned so that your next steps can be sure and steady. The ground is firm beneath you, the wind is at your back, and the conscious universe is beside you. So there's no need to look for what may seem to be safer ground. The landscape around you is changing, you are changing, and soon you will feel much more settled if you heed the call of Smithsonite Spirit and trust that you'll be just fine. So breathe, it's all going to resolve soon, and the obstacles you find daunting will disappear. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. Let's see, 26. Hematite, becoming grounded, getting back to the earth, practicality and centeredness, balance and calm. You are so much more than just your thoughts and feelings. You have a body to care for and a soul with a unique purpose. Hematite Spirit is here to remind you that you are a light being with a body that deserves to be honored and nourished. A body designed by the conscious universe to be in a world of sensations, from the smell of pine trees and rain to the feel of tree bark under your fingertips. You are one with the earth and her creatures. Ground yourself there to feel a sense of well-being and relief from stress. Hold a furry creature and feel warm, softness, and the beating of her heart. Seek out physical affection, a massage or body work, and if you can, walk outdoors in nature, feeling the sensations of the earth against your skin. Your scattered thoughts and turbulent emotions will calm down, and you will soon remember the beauty of your body in this world of the senses. So that's really interesting, considering one of the ways in which you fill your cup is through your mind. So allowing your mind to rest in nature could also be very helpful. But you had such an interesting reading, Pile 4. I really love this. Like I've not come across a reading like this, and I really love your energies. And if you feel called to it, let me know in the comment section, what your thoughts were on this reading and like how this resonated with you, because I'm just kind of blown away still. Like, what? I was not expecting this. Anyways, Pile 4, this is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading. If you like this reading, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Be sure to hit the bell icon if you're to be notified when I upload. I'm sorry, it's late. I'm tired. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll catch you in another reading. Bye.